Hello and welcome. My name is Dan Molkentin, and I teach English and German diction at Manus College of Music, and I'm also the co-founder of Singers Babble.
My name is Barbara Paterson. I am a professional soprano. I am also a diction teacher at Westminster Choir College, where I specialize in French and German diction. This is an introduction to IPA, or the International Phonetic Alphabet. The study of IPA is an integral part of the education for those studying to become professional singers. And it is extremely useful for those in all parts of the vocal field, the people who work with singers, the people who teach them, the people who direct their choirs, and the people who coach them.
IPA is a way to discuss and describe sounds using a common language. Let's say your chorus is working on a piece in a foreign language, and you look at your neighbor Karl's score, and above Ich sollte büßen an Hände und an Füßen, gebunden in der Hölle, you see something that looks like this. And after seeing this, you turn your head and you look to the score of your other neighbor, Edith, and above the same text you see this. And neither of these looks like what you wrote above your text. Each of you has created your own unique pronunciation guide.
IPA is a pronunciation guide with the same goal as yours. The only difference is that this system was created by an international team of linguists with the purpose of providing one set of symbols that can be used by everyone. This team has cataloged nearly every known spoken sound and given each one a specific symbol. Over the past 2 decades, this system has become increasingly important to linguists, to language teachers, speech pathologists, and, of course, singers.
Now, why is it useful? Let's say you've forgotten what this, over the word gebunden, in your score means. So you look over to Edith's score again, and you see this. The consonants are pretty clear, but what about those vowels? Is that first U like the U in but, or is it like the U in pull, or is it like the U in music? And is the second U the same sound? And is that A at the end, as in the A in apple, or same, or all, or are?
In American English, after all, there are 16 vowel sounds and only 5 or 6 vowels to represent these sounds. Therefore, trying to apply a letter to a specific sound is troublesome and can cause some confusion. With IPA, each sound has its own symbol, so there's no need to guess at what sound you're aiming for after you learn the basics. Additionally, an IPA transcription will show the stress in a word. For example, the noun content has the stress placed on the first syllable, where the adjective content has the stress placed on the second syllable.
Learning the notes and the words is only the first step in preparing for a performance, and the quicker and more accurately one can learn the notes and the text, the more time there is during the rehearsal process for creating music. And by everyone speaking the same pronunciation lingo during rehearsal, time is saved if a pronunciation problem arises. Learning all the IPA symbols might seem like a pretty daunting task, but most of the consonants are as you would think. P is P, the letter T is T, the letter K is K. So a lot of the consonants you already know, and a lot of the vowels you know also.
Having a direct association with a specific phonetic sound is not unlike having a direct association with a particular pitch. The more specific you are, the easier it is to get the process off the ground. Vocalists commonly are expected to sing in languages that they don't speak. Coaches often will have to coach singers in languages that they don't speak, and this is a very common task that conductors are assigned as well. IPA is extremely helpful for this. It gives you a way in, really. IPA is limiting it's limited in that it doesn't indicate grammar. It doesn't indicate parts of speech. It doesn't indicate inflection or punctuation. but it can give you a very clear concept of the phonemes that make a particular language work. And in this way, it is pretty similar to musical grammar. The use of IPA gives us a direct, concrete way of addressing sounds and the physical actions that we have to do to make these sounds. If you're in a choir and someone in your section is singing a B natural instead of a B flat, the conductor is able to address this person and get him to change it. And a good understanding of IPA allows people to do the same thing. If there's someone in your section, or if you're working with a singer as a coach who is singing an E instead of an it's really, really helpful if you can tell the singer to just switch your vowel over and then you'll be done with it, rather than trying to come up with some complicated way of addressing this discrepancy.
Also, like music, IPA just gives us a good foundation, but it can't indicate the subtleties of each language, which is why you need to listen to native speakers to get the sense of flow and the melody of the language into your ear. If you just do the sounds in the IPA transcription, it's like just reading the notes and the rhythms in a piece of music without giving it any expression or life.
But having the notes and the rhythms there sure gives you a good thing to build on. And that's, I think, what Dan and I like the most about IPA is that it gives you a way in and it really opens your ears. And once you have a good understanding of an E sound, you're able to listen to the E as it's presented in a French word, pire, as opposed to a German word,
Liebe.
When they're spoken by different native speakers, you start to hear little differences, and that's when it gets kind of cool.
In this series, we'll be taking you through all the IPA symbols for American English, German, and French. We'll be discussing a lot of the vowels and their characteristics, and also some of the pitfalls, and give you some examples to work with.
Thanks for joining us. In the next session, we'll be going over fronting vowels.